I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about in psychology a term called learned helplessness, and this was a big study, and it talks about some big things, and of course, I was thinking about our world of home comfort and energy savings, and I was thinking, I've been saying something similar, not quite this deep, but something similar to homeowners for years. So the term or the research on learned helplessness was coined in 1967 by Martin Seligman and Stephen Meyer. The article goes on to say, when we're helpless, we have no control over our lives, our actions are futile, nothing will change, so why bother? Why bother? And this mindset change seems unfeasible. However, it is always possible to take action. We just have to be open to possibilities. So, as I heard this research and was thinking about it, of course, I was thinking to what I've been saying to homeowners for years, which, obviously that's on a much deeper scale and goes into some more psychology and everything else. But as homeowners, I think we can take that sliver and apply it to what we talk about, which is you don't have to be uncomfortable. You don't have to be uncomfortable. So the reason I thought about this article when I heard it, learned helplessness, is that I've been to some homeowners that they've just given up on being comfortable. They just assume that that's how it's going to be. They just believe there's going to be uncomfortable at home. There's nothing they can do about it. And again, it goes back to this article because this psychology study says when we're helpless, we have no control of our lives, our actions are futile, nothing will change, so why bother? I think that's some point to where some homeowners get, nothing's going to change, why bother? I've been uncomfortable for years, I will continue to be uncomfortable, so what's the big deal? Well, it is a big deal because we spend 90% of our time indoors. 90% of our time indoors these days. That is where you should be comfortable. There is no reason to not be comfortable unless something is preventing it. So I'll come over three ways to help reduce helplessness with your home comfort. 3 ways to help reduce helplessness with your home comfort. Point number 1, seek a professional. Now, what do I mean by professional? I don't mean somebody that dabbles in it, somebody that does it on the side. I mean a professional who has years and years of experience with home comfort, designing systems to match home comfort. Not saying I know a guy or I know a person that can fix it. Not saying they can't fix it. I'm just saying at this point, when you feel helpless, it's time to call a full-time professional to come see what's going on. Call a full-time professional to see what's going on. There are reviews everywhere. Google, Facebook, everywhere you'll find reviews. Now, very few, if any, are going to be all 5 stars when they have 500 plus reviews. You might find a few out there that have all 5 stars, but even then you have to be a little, how do they have all 5 stars with this many reviews? Because to make everybody happy is usually not possible. I'm not saying it can't be done, but typically, even the most experienced companies that have been out there for all these years, 60 plus years, 70 years, you look at their reviews, they're not going to have all 5-star reviews because it's an indication of reality. You can't make everyone happy every single time. It's not possible. It's not even realistic. So, number one, seek a pro, seek a full-time pro, seek an experienced pro. When I say pro, I mean somebody seasoned, experienced, and they have done this before. They have designed systems of home comfort for years and have a great track record of doing so. Number two, detail comfort issues. Now, usually when a pro walks in your home, they can have a pretty good idea of what the problem is. Without you saying something, they can have a pretty good idea of what the problem is. But still, make sure you lay out all the problems you're having right now, what needs to be addressed right now, and have them look at all the solutions available to get that problem fixed. Make sure you detail all the issues you're having, hot spots, cold spots, hot and cold spots, smells, noises, whatever you're having, detail it out for that pro and go over it with them and have a checklist of everything that's going to happen. Now, when they come back with the solution, there's probably going to be multiple things that need to be addressed. So tip number 3, take at least one of the recommendations. Take at least one. If you can't do them all, if you cannot do them all, at least take one. Start eating the elephant one bite at a time, right? You've heard that before. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you get better home comfort? One bite at a time. So take at least one of the recommendations if you can't do multiple or all of them. At least take one to see if you're on the right track. Let that contractor or that pro prove to you that they can handle what's going on with your home. So, tip number 3, take at least one recommendations. Again, the 3. Number 1, seek a pro. Number 2, detail the comfort issues you're having. Again, a lot of pros, when they walk in the house, they can see what some of the problems are. It might not be all the problems, but you can see the obvious problems. I told a story about a birthday party we went to at my wife's friend's house. And if you can imagine the house, imagine like, a rectangle. The thermostat was in the middle of the home, and the kitchen was at the top, or like right-hand corner of the home. Also, the top right-hand corner had windows, pretty much all glass, wall on the outside, and it was on the south side. So, when I came in, of course, we were all at the kitchen. The kids were at the pool, having a good time at the party. And I was just making conversation. I said, "It's probably pretty warm in here, right?" She's like, "Absolutely. It's terrible. It's so hot in here." I said, "Well, you're in the kitchen, which is the hottest part of the house. You're on the south side of the house with the windows, which gives the most heat or sunlight. And your thermostat is in the middle of the hallway in the dark." So a lot of pros, when they come to your house, can spot these issues before you see anything. But still, number 2, detail comfort issues. Detail the issues for them to take care of. And number 3 If you can't take care of multiple ones or all of them, at least choose one. At least choose one. That will get you on the right path. But again, I was listening to this research on learned helplessness, and I thought about all the times I've said this to homeowners. If it feels like at a certain point when you live in a home, you feel helpless. You feel you're not going to be comfortable. No one can fix the issue. No one's listening to you anymore. But I assure you, that can be fixed. The only thing that cannot be fixed is how the home was built. And there are ways around it. It might not be, the number one best way around it, but you have to do what the home will let you do in that situation. So hopefully this helped you out. I know the study on learned helplessness, again, is pretty deep. But if we take a little sliver of it and apply it to home comfort, some of that is what I've been saying for years to homeowners, is that you don't have to be uncomfortable. There is no helplessness. You can make an impact on your comfort, even though change seems far out there. It is possible once you get a professional involved.